channel, and today we're going to be talking about forgiveness. So this is going to be like a short clip, but we need to talk about forgiveness. I do think that in our capitalist society, I'm always going to bring that up, we do feel like we constantly need things to feel happy and to feel better. We constantly compare ourselves and trigger our insecurities in that process. And I challenge us to forgive the people that hurt us. I challenge us to do that. And I don't do this. Remember, you're not forgiving for them. They deserve to suffer, whatever they did. Just saying. Just out of there. But you deserve to forgive for yourself. And there are many ways to do that. And we're going to talk about them later on in the video. But the reason why forgiveness is so important is because you're not only understanding that it's a part of your past and you're choosing to move on. Forgiveness is so important because you are understanding that whatever happened in your past is now in your past. You are choosing to heal from it, and you are choosing to move on with the lessons that you're learning. You no longer are hating the people who have hurt you. You're also no longer hating yourself, because forgiveness is not just about other people's forgiveness, it's also about you forgiving yourself. But it also helps you move on, right? Forgiveness helps you move on, and it's so hard to forgive because we're so focused. They don't deserve forgiveness. They don't deserve forgiveness. They don't. But you do. You do. You deserve to forgive yourself for ruminating on the problem, playing it over and over again. You're like, why am I thinking about this? It happened so long ago. You deserve to set yourself free. When we don't forgive people and when we don't specifically move on for events that we're still stuck on, they show up in areas of your life that you don't always want them to. Literally earlier today, when I couldn't find my battery for my camera, literally like, oh my god, I'm so forgetful, like, oh my god, like nothing ever goes my way. Girl, it sounds dramatic, a little bit is, but it's rooted in because I haven't fully healed from everything from my past, and that's okay. That's okay, but that means that I have to do more work. Missing a camera battery shouldn't be the trigger for like a meltdown, you know? And that's one of the ways that we know that we have to forgive ourselves and forgive our past. If we're making such little things trigger us to the point of where we're back into that headspace of where we were, we don't want to do that. So one way that we can process our forgiveness is to write about whatever event that you are still stuck on. Write about it. Write about it in detail. This is a part of cognitive behavioral therapy. Write about what you remember. Write about how you felt, what was going on, what it looks like. And that's step one. You want to know why? Because you are remembering that it happened. After you write all of that down, we also need to think about, so what now? What lessons have you learned from this event? Because it's painful. We just wrote about the pain. We just wrote about how horrible it was and how maybe it should have never even happened. But now we could write about what we've learned, which is hard, right? Because we may not want to look back and we may not want to process that, but we have to find something positive so that we can leave it in the past. And then we're going to write about how we forgive ourselves. Because people, and I'm assuming if you're watching my channel, you are someone who also is very hypercritical on themselves. Guilty, okay? Guilty. And because you're so hypercritical on yourself, you blame yourself. I should have done this. I should have did this different. Now we got to write about how you forgive yourself. We don't even have to write about how we forgive the other person. We already talked about the pain that they caused and the lessons that we learned from the event. We already did all that. We don't got to write about that again. Now we can write about how we forgive ourselves. Okay? What ways do we deserve to move on and feel good and feel better about ourselves? And then when we're done all of that, we could cut up our papers and then we can burn them and put them in the world. Obviously, use a fire safe pot. I could talk more about things to forgiveness, but I think that this would be the first step. Acknowledging the event happened, acknowledging the fact that you've maybe learned something and could maybe take at least one positive thing from the thing that's really holding you back, and then talk about the ways that you forgive yourself, and then burn it. You can maybe take a picture of it to make sure that you have it and that you know it, but then bring it into the environment. And that is the first step in forgiveness, and letting your past stay in the past and allowing yourself to move on. And if you want a part 2, please let me know. Otherwise, if you like this video, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.